So earlier we have seen how do we handle the text input, hyperlink, as well as image. In this session, we'll discuss about how do we handle the LOV as well as pop list. So LOV stands for list of values, and this is based on Vivo. Okay, and the creation of a component or populating the value on the component or handling the event of a component will be different. Okay, so LOV requires a Vivo. Now what I want to do is I just want to create a list of value which is based on an organization Vivo. So first of all, let us design the query first, and then we'll discuss that. How do we create? Let's say I want to create HR operating units, okay? And I want to order by name and say organization ID, BU name, and shortcode. 3 columns. This is my Vivo. So now what is the process of creating LOVs? First of all, like we want to create a page in that it shows a list of value component. So model, view, and controller. We use the AM and we already have the TCS AM, right? So what I'll do is this is our workspace. And, okay, that isn't this different one. Anyway, that's fine. So we'll try to use this TCS biz AM. Okay.
Yeah, these are all I've created it, not yours.
Okay. Okay.
But it exactly the same. I followed yours.
Fine. So I'll just use this AM. And now what we do is we'll create a Vivo. We'll create a Vivo and with a package structure fnd.lov.server and the Vivo name is org LOV Vivo. So this is a naming convention. So for LOVs, what we generally do is till the application short name, it will be same. After that, you have to use lov.server and then your Vivo name generally should be like this. If you're, it is a based on organization related query, so better you mention that name followed by LOV Vivo. So that anyone by just seeing the name they can understand. Okay, this is based on this is a Vivo which is used for purpose of LOV. Okay, now let us create the Vivo first. So I'll right click on the package, or you can right click on the project also. Click on new view object, click on next. And now it has TCS Oracle apps. TCS, it is just simply showing TCS Oracle apps. What I'll do is copy till server like this, and then copy your Vivo name. And the Vivo query is based on read-only access. Click on next. Now get the query. Okay. So generally now this is a name, right? These kind of components. Okay. So name I wanted in renamed with BU name. Okay. So later we'll understand why, what is the need of, what do you call, keeping an alias for this kind of column name. It's a kind of a confusion. So by just seeing the name, we cannot understand what is the name. It's a ledger name or a BU name. It's a user name. We don't understand. That's the reason I just explicitly mentioned it's a BU name. Okay. And click on OK. We can see the values here: organization ID, BU name, shortcode. These are the view attributes. These are the database. Left side is our database column. And generally in the database column, you may have underscore, but in the Java, you'll not find any underscore at all. Okay. They are generally each word is separated by like capital letter or camel case. That's it. No underscores will be there in Java naming convention. Next, 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 next. So this will generate XML file as well as VYMPL file. Okay. FND LOV server. Now assign the Vivo to the AM. The name is org LOV Vivo. Now next thing is we'll create a page in the web UI here. There are two web UIs, but I'll prefer the upper one. Okay. Right click on the upper web UI, click on UI components, page, check the package structure, thesis Oracle Labs F1 Web UI, and here I'll just say LOV sample PG.
So the other web UI got created with this LOV creation?
No, this is the different one. I think you would have created this one, right?
Oh,
Text to display C1.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yesterday. Okay, okay.
Okay. LOV sample, and here let's set the default properties.
Can we delete that folder now, Sriram? We can,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah, you can do.
Oh,
You can do. There are two things you can do. Either you can do a physical delete or you can do a logical exclusion. Simply do a
mm,
logical exclusion. That's it.
mm, mm,
And let's set the aim definition. It's wrong. TCS. Okay.
mm.
LOV sample.
When I select that AM definition, right? That's when particularly that's when it is hanging.
Mhm.
Uh,
Okay.
I can do nothing after that AM definition. For you, it is going fine.
Yeah. Now on the main region, create a new region.
Mm,
I'll say or details LOV. This header region is not required.
mm.
Based on our requirement, we can just to display to have a blue color bar. We generally prefer. Okay.
Okay.
Or LOV RN organization. Okay. Now here comes a very important part. So now what I'm doing is this is header region. Under this header region, I'll perform a right click. Click on new item. LOV is an item. It is not a region. LOV is a item. And the item style for LOV is message LOV input. Item style for the list of values, message LOV input. You also have another kind of component called LOV choice that we'll discuss later. But in today's session, we'll discuss about message LOV input. Once you click on this LOV input component, automatically there are sub childrens which are created under this LOV component. Just observe that. Under this item one, we could see there is one region called region one as well as LOV mappings got created. So
Mm,
first of all, let's set the value for this one properly. So just name this as this particular component org LOV ID. This component name I'm setting it as org LOV ID and a visual
mm,
prompt as organization details. Now, what is the purpose of this region? All those things is like when you click on LOV component, generally, how does it get displayed? It will display as a text input box followed by a torch icon. Once you click on a torch icon, it shows a pop-up. In that, it shows a table region. Now,
mm,
this region one, if you observe carefully, as of now, what is the style of this one? It says list of values and there is no child component under this one. So to
mm.
this list of values region, we just need to perform a right click here and click on new table using a wizard. So this is the
Mm.
pop-up which will get shown when you click on that particular torch icon on the LOV. You just
Okay.
click on table using a wizard, click on next, select the Vivo for the purpose of LOV which we want to display. So this is a Vivo which we want to display in the pop-up component of the LOV. Select
Mm,
this, click on next. Don't change any style here. Don't change any region ID as of now. Click on next. Select all the select whichever columns you want to display in the output. I want to display 3 columns. Click on next. And here by default, the style is message style text. Okay. Don't change this also. Go with the default and finish. Now this is our pop-up wizard purpose. And now
mm,
we should do a linkage between this particular pop-up region as well as our org LOV component. Now in the LOV mappings, what we have to do is we have to do a link between LOV region item. What is our LOV region item? Nothing but the table wizard, the pop-up wizard. So what we wanted to get, which value we want to get it? We want to get the BU name, okay? And we want to get the BU name from the this pop-up component. See, if you observe carefully, I have 3 columns, right? Organization ID, BU name, and short code. They're just simply showing only those 3 values. Okay.
mm,
I selected this one and the selected value, where do you want to store? I want to store in my LOV component. So it will show only that specific LOV component. Org LOV ID. Where is this? This is our org LOV ID. What is the style of this one? Message LOV input. Okay. Using LOV map, what are we doing is the selected value we are returning to that LOV component. And what is the criteria? Criteria is nothing but like sometimes you want to do a partial searching. In those kind of scenarios, we generally use this criteria item also. So return item and criteria item always will be same. Okay. And one more important property we have to set it. Click on this click on this BU name, and here you have a property called search allowed. Make it as true. Search allowed. Make it as true. Now we have a Vivo which is assigned to the LOV. Okay, but as of now we have not written any initialization method to execute it. But let us run the page and see what will happen now. Whether we will get no results found, or does it allow us to select the value or not.
Okay.
Okay, organization details, text input component followed by a torch icon or magnifying glass. Click on this one, and it says some pop-up blocker is not allowing. So just enable the pop-up blocker. Yes, click on options, allow pop-ups for this particular IP address. Now it shows a pop-up region and a table region. By default, it says no search conducted. But what I'll do is I'll just click on go button, and it is displaying the data by default. Okay, for LOV, the underlying VO will be executed by default. We does not need to write any explicit method for that. And the search byte is showing as of now only BU name. It is not showing remaining components. Now what I'll do is I can do a quick select here like this. You can just simply click on this checkbox and then click on select, or you can simply click on this icon also.
Yeah.
The second icon also. Let us I'll just click on this icon, and the value should be written here.
Yeah.
Let me try again. Okay, I'll select this. Got it?
Okay.
Let me try again. Now I'll just clear the values. I'll select this progress FR. Right, we got the progress FR. Now what I'll do is I'll just type vision and press tab button, tab button. And can you see it is automatically filtering the data in that LOV based on the value what I have typed. Okay. Vision Russia. Okay. So this is how we can
Touch button one last time.
come again. Which one?
The torch button. The
Yeah.
torch.
Yeah. See, click on the start. Yep. Click on
Okay.
go. Click on go.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll click on cancel. I'll type. Right. There are no names. Yeah. There are no items found with that name. Let's say type Vision India. Got it? Vision India Hyderabad. We have it. Okay. Yeah. So now we could understand how do we create a component, and that like as of now it was allowing us to search. Let us say I want to search the data based on my org code, based on my org code, or maybe organization ID, because short code is not available for all the things, right? Maybe let us say I want to search the data based on organization ID. How do I do it? So here what we can do is in this one, click on the organization ID and just make search allowed as true.
Okay.
And then run the page again.
So if we don't want to display the organization ID and short code, there is a property for that.
Yeah, if you don't want to display it all, just there's an option called rendered true or false. You just render it as false, or better, if you don't want to use it, there is no need to mention that in the query at all. But sometimes what will happen is for the user you'll select LOV. Now I'll tell you. Now here you can see organization ID first of all. It is allowing us to search the data based on the organization ID also. Now when I select this one, right, generally whenever we write any coding, we always prefer to use IDs rather than the names, right? I prefer to use ID in the backend to get the relevant remaining information. In those kind of scenarios, you display the value to the user, and the remaining IDs you have to have in the query, and those IDs can be used internally for your remaining purpose. That's the reason we always prefer to have ID as well as meanings in this one. And you don't want to display, if you don't want to display that, what you can do is you have an option called render true or false, or here also you have an option. You just click on edit region and you can exclude that. You can just simply exclude this organization ID from here. That's it.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Now coming to next thing is, now as of now we have designed it and we are showing the value. But how do you handle the value of an LOV? Nothing but let us say in like in any of the pages, right? Like while designing a complex page or designing a OAF page where like a search page or something like that, you need to understand what you clicked on it, what is the value of that LOV, and based on that, you want to do a further processing. Now, what is the logic we want to handle is how do you handle the LOV event as well as how do you catch the value which is provided in that LOV component, handling the LOV event as well as extracting the value of that LOV component. So to do all of them, you require a SEO. Right click on the main region, click on set new controller. And here generally there is some kind of bug or whatever it is. It shows web UI 2 times. Just carefully observe the package structure and just remove that appropriately. LOV sample, SEO. Now this is our controller code. In this one, and first of all, get the ID of your LOV component. This is our ID. Org LOV ID is our LOV component. Copy that and go to process form request. In the process form request, now we will write a logic to handle the LOV event. Nothing but how do like earlier we have seen how do we handle the button event as well as hyperlink event. Similarly, we have a different code for the LOV purpose. If page context dot a is LOV input, is LOV event. Okay. Now what is happening is to handle the button, we simply use page context dot get parameter. To get the event, we used to handle using event underscore parameter. For LOV event, we have to use page context dot is LOV event. This returns true or false. If you click any of the LOV in the page, it returns true. And if you want to find out which LOV, then you have to use a method called get LOV input source ID. And this will have LOV ID. This will have the ID of a respective LOV component. Now what I'll do, I'll compare if this LOV source ID or other way, I'll try to compare the opposite way. If my LOV component is equal to this LOV source ID, right? If org LOV ID is equal to LOV source ID, then it means that user has clicked on our LOV component. Okay. Now, how do I extract the value of LOV component? There are a couple of methods. One option is you can simply use page context dot get parameter. This is one option. Other option is for every component, it will have respective item name or a region name. Our item name is, or item type, item style name is message LOV input. Message LOV input. Every graphical component, generally we call them as Java beans. Java bean is nothing but a graphical component. And for that graphical component, Oracle Application Framework provides a Java API to get or set the value. Now for this graphical component, message LOV input, the API name starts with OA. Not only for this particular component, every component which is part of OAF will start with OA, followed by that respective item style. Our item style name is message LOV input, followed by the bean. Just press Control space bar. Let me type again. OA. Okay, got it. Just press Alt space bar. That's it. And our bean image, our bean ID is this one. So I'll just use a proper naming convention like this. And to get the bean ID, we have to use webbean.find index shell recursive. And our bean ID is this one. And you do a typecasting because it's a generic method. We have to do a typecasting. Now to get the value, I can do like this also. Org LOV ID bean str is equal to org LOV ID bean dot get value. This is another way. You can use line number 53 coding or 56, 57 coding also. Either way, it is fine and you'll get same value. Okay. But we have to know both because later on we'll understand when to use this particular 56, 57 line of coding. Now we'll try to display. like page context. I'll try to print both values. Page context value is arg lov id str plus message lov input value. It should be both same, but I just want to print it. Arg lov id bin str. Okay, comma OA exception dot information. Now we have seen how do we handle the LOV event and how do you get the bean ID, and then compare the bean ID is equal to respective bean ID. If that is the case, then write the business logic. Okay. Now let's try. Let's try this. Okay. Now let's say I'll say progress Canada. Got it? Page context value, it is showing progress Canada as well as message element value also progress Canada it is showing. In both cases, it is showing the same value. But that is not enough. The reason is I'm able to get the org name, but how do I get the ID, isn't it? I want to get the organization ID also. That's a way, that's a major important functionality we have to achieve. So by default, it is not provided, but we have an option. What we have to do is we have to use another component called form value. So on this org LOV region, you create a new component, a new item, and the item style name is form value, and name it as org ID FE. See, when you're, why I'm very much strict on the naming convention, because now this is a very simple page. You may have only one LOV, but in general, you may have 4 or 5 LOVs, and they may have some kind of nearby queries, and nothing but the name, some column names may be similar. It will have, you'll have a larger confusion if you don't name it properly. Okay? Now, this org ID, this particular form value is never shown in the page. The form value component will not be shown here, first of all. They are used internally by the framework for the temporary handling of the logic. So now what we do is, I created a component called for item style with the form value. The name is org ID FE. And in the LOV mapping, what I'll do is create a new LOV mapping. And here, and I want to return the organization ID to the form value, org ID FE, like this. So whenever user selects the organization name, automatically the respective organization ID will be updated in the org ID FE. And then how do you get the org ID FE in the controller? Just use the component. And here, as I said you, every component will have a respective bean. And what you do, what is the bean name will be? OA form value, OA form value bean. That's it. Like this, you have to do. Find index tail recursive, mention the bean name, do a typecasting, get the org ID, FESTR. As of now, I'm not doing any conversion. Better initially get everything in a string only. Dot get value. And if you get an error, just click on this balloon icon and see what is the issue. It simply says casting, converting. And now print this also. For understanding purpose, let us print the ID also. So this is how we can get the other idea. You can get other values also. You want to get a short code? Yes, you can get it. Any number of values, you can do it. But this logic is very important. We use frequently getting the other values using form value. Like here, and I'll select vision communications USA. Can you get, see, 1733? Let's try one more. I'll say Vision Italy 1017. We should get it. 1010. Okay.
Yeah.
In some other projects, one more last final example in this LOV, I have selected a vision like Italy, and like I want to display assume that like here, if you observe, right, in this one we don't have the short code. Actually, we should have short code. I would have shown a proper example, but anyway, assume that whenever I select this particular organization name, the respective short code I want to display in the next component. Nothing but assume that I will have one more component called text, message style text. In that, I want to display the short code. So what we'll do is here in this one only, I'll create one more component item, and I will set it as message style text, and I'll name it as short code ID. Okay, short code style text ID. Or short code. And what we have to do, just do use LOV mapping, create one more LOV mapping, and in the LOV region item, select short code, and return item, simply select short code style text ID. That's it. Whenever you select the LOV, automatically the org ID is populated in the form value. Short code will be populated in the style text component. The organization name will be populated in the LOV component. Three things are happening: LOV, form value, style text. Okay, let's try. I'll select the first one because it is having short code. Got it? Inflix IN.
We don't need an item to display that.
Yes, it will get it automatically. Maybe if you don't have a value, then it will be empty. Okay.
What's the difference between message type input and style text, Shriram? When do we
Style
need
text
to...
is read only. Here you can't edit the value. Text input is nothing but where you can edit it.
Okay.
It's like read only text and updatable text.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So there are many other things are there in the LOV, like changing the query value at runtime, dependent LOVs. Lot of things are there, but we'll discuss like them in in the coming sessions. As of now, at the initial stage, what are the logic we have designed, discussed about LOV, right? That is quite enough. Okay. So what we do is, instead of discussing the pop list component, we'll wind up here, and in the next session we'll discuss about the pop list.